stream I did actually make quite a bit of progress. So we have been playing with Sis, we did a couple of mythic dungeons, like 2 actually. We did actually get to a decent item level. Sis isn't here, I really wanted to start streaming and playing that, because I have like some obligations later in the evening, so that's probably the only moment I can stream until tonight. I really wanted to stream twice today, so we'll try to make that thing work. It's gonna be like that. So we'll try to queue up for some dungeons, I guess. I'll try to run some heroics. I think that's the most reasonable thing to for now, and we'll wait for Sis. When Sis comes online, also kind of getting a nice warm up is probably a good idea. And then like once Sis kind of pops online, we'll do some mythic dungeons tonight. I mean probably tonight, yeah. So the second part of the stream, the second stream is going to be with that. Now we're just gonna get started. And we'll see where exactly this journey takes us today, huh? It's like I think people are generally speaking, they're at work right now, so the number of players online is relatively low. This being said, I'm kind of hopeful we can find at least a party to play along with. Here we go. So we are gonna be healing this bunch of misfits, I suppose. Hey Romney, nice to see you, man. Nice to see you, lovely. Okay, I know this dungeon. This one is actually quite a difficult one, in fact. So this one is relatively hard. Oh, they're already pulling also. So like there's this boss, the first boss in this dungeon is quite a bother. Can I please get this guy off my face, please? So that I can actually focus on healing my teammates. Yeah, so yeah, Dungeon Finder is relatively easier, by the way, than the... If you go Heroics via Dungeon Finder, it is easier because you get this bonus here, right? It's quite a significant one as well. So, probably worth... Oh no, incapacitated again, huh? A free Death Knight. The Sword of 900, I don't know what you're referring to. What is the reference there, Omni? I quite honestly don't know. I don't know what you're... trying to kind of meme on. It's about just the kind of the pointlessness of the grind and such, because if that's the case, then yeah, the pointless grind will continue. But I'm gonna tell you, man, it's really fun if you enjoy MMOs at all, which I know some people don't. That's WoW is actually really fun as a game. Oh, okay. Shit. Okay, I didn't get that one actually. Yeah, I remember that. Oh no. That's already a bad idea to do what he's doing here. That's a terrible pull. Okay, I'm gonna get us the heroes here, because that's already kind of a bad start. We didn't clear anything. And this means that all these freaking Chiron worms are just gonna be a major bother now. Because like, oh okay, on Heroic they don't kind of leave the area behind themselves. No, they do actually, but the DPS is really high for us. It was really hard on the normal difficulty. I mean on the epic. I guess so, yes, Omni, I do. They're quite a few parodies of RPG games overall in quite many other series as well, I guess, though. So it's kind of hard to get the reference. Actually, Poland also had its own, like, yeah, you could say it's like we had our own South Park in a way. We had like a series called Watsimuk, like the Lords of the Flies. You know, referring to that literary work, quite ironically so as well. But yeah, we had that as well. Okay, I think I can just DPS with those totems now. Yeah, easily. Because the healing is more than enough with that. So they had like their own counterpart to that as well, so they're playing like, games and shit. Which I guess is fun, but like in the long run this kind of creates a very strong misconception of what gamers are like and of what computer games kind of do as well. Because like they actually make everyone look like huge nerds, and that's not necessarily true, right? Or at least they kind of create the bad image for the nerds, if that kind of works with you. Oh my god, those guys are just gonna die now. Okay, we helped that. He's alive. That's a very hard pull actually. And nobody's interrupting anything, so we're just kind of taking heavy barrage of damage. We apparently did pull through this. Look, nobody's interrupting that. Like every single fucking skill just goes through unless I did interrupt it myself. Very frustrating to be honest, but man, like looking at the animations of the hunter here, I think I might just want to make a hunter eventually as well. It looks like a fun class to play, and it's kind of the gameplay looks quite fluid as well. And the DPS, they have actually decent damage. Like yesterday I had like super low DPS groups, they're like all doing relatively low DPS overall, and today those people are just pretty good actually. So, oh yeah, like we had like mostly 2000 DPS average per pool. Oh, okay, that's wrong. That's also like, yeah, that was like not the current fight. The DKs are pulling like 3.5k each, which is more than pulling their weight, I guess. Yeah, that's yeah. The gamer shaming is. I think this is still a thing, though, don't you think? So like, gamer shaming is still like a. Okay, I think we're good here. Oh man, I missed that. That was bad. You know, when you look at the stories in esports as well, I think there are quite a few very sad stories. You know, like people just being straight up rejected by their friends and families just because they wanted to kind of play the games they loved for a living, which some of them eventually did, you know, succeed at. But I guess there are like some nasty stories you don't hear about, like people who just really want to be pros but never end up like kind of making any sort of money from this. I don't think I would ever have enough motivation to stick to a single game. Like that's probably an issue for me. It's like neither am I like that great at games overall. I don't think I would actually have a motivation to you know just play one game for a living, like as in the esport fashion anyhow. Maybe StarCraft 2 if I were just kind of. I think StarCraft 2 would be feasible if it weren't like kind of dying right now. If I just picked up the game like very early on, I think that would be probably okay for me to do that, to play that. Like StarCraft 2, I think has enough depth. Yeah, I know. I mean, actually, like the thing was like for me, it was that. the Darkest Dungeon kind of became like a job for a little bit, you know, like when I was streaming a lot every day. It was kind of like a job, not gonna lie. It was very, very kind of time consuming and attention consuming as well. We should really be killing this. Maybe the heroic version doesn't auto one-shot everyone with a single ad is alive though. Yeah. Okay, I did pop my defense, this guy didn't. But look at how much damage we took for a single mob being alive for that feast kill there. Yeah, it's going quite fine. And no loot again, Jesus. Highly unfortunate. Okay, we just go. Take the angel lift up, please. Beam me up, Spock. Done. I think that I really think like StarCraft 2 has enough depth to kind of warrant, you know, continuously playing it. I really believe this is the case. Like I could probably, if I were good enough when it was just kind of getting started, maybe I could kind of do this. But then I'm not really that great at StarCraft 2 at all. I'm not that great at the game, so probably wouldn't have made it that far. Even if I were, you know, like ultra try-harding there. That's a cool freaking sword. Because this is like a 200 sword skin, actually. Okay, this is gonna be tough, because this guy is just pulling everyone and their mother now. And I'm incapacitated. No, come on, game. Let me heal my idiot allies. That was really silly, by the way. I don't think you can purge this. No, you can't. So it's just down to me and just trying to heal that. That was kind of a moronic pull, to be honest, let's face it. It wasn't the brightest move. It's not like my healing is low or anything, right? It's just this guy is pulling everything that he can. I mean, he has to pull this anyway. That's a must. He just has to do it. Just fucking DK, yeah. Now we're gonna ask about the healing. I didn't get to kind of top them up before either, so it's gonna be kind of tough now. For that very reason, right? It's just I haven't kind of been able to get everybody healed up. Because we started the fight at the HP deficit. And it's still kind of it is still kind of difficult, you know, even on the heroic, yeah. I mean, I did have that kind of time back in the day. I could probably just do this. I would have been able to kind of do that. But I wonder if I would have been actually like good enough to ever even be at that on that level. You know, I really don't think so. But another thing is that games can actually just die, which is kind of ridiculous when you think about it. But games can literally just die. Like StarCraft 2 is kind of dying right now, the scene is slowly dying down, right? So you can get like exceptionally good at a game that end up just, you know, kind of going away. Which obviously isn't perfectly great for anybody, right? Who is involved in the scene. Man, they're gonna take so much damage here because the tank is just taking the stacking debuff. Obviously, like this is not mythic, so the damage isn't that high. I have no mana. No. Okay, they just don't care apparently, so I'm not gonna be healing them as much as I could have been healing them because I have no mana left. And they just kind of run. Yep. Because those are like quite healing intensive fights really, so it would be good to get some mana back now. Oh, and I guess we're just engaging this, right? Yes, perfect, thank you team, that's perfect, that's really brilliant guys. I don't know what the fuck they expect me to do now, I really just need my mana back, but... That is not brilliant at all. And this hunter should start moving, by the way. I'm gonna slow this, I think this works, yeah. No, it actually doesn't look... You cannot slow those monsters. But man, it was just so unbrilliant. Oh no. I should have just popped my reduction there. In yellow is one thing, but they'll just, you know, they'll just start complaining about the healer just not healing them enough, and I can't heal all the time because I just don't have the mana for it, right? So I don't know, man. I know that's kind of odd that they don't wait. Actually, like, this is really heavy on the mana in this particular dungeon. Like Mythic is, I think like it's just way more mana dependent than it was in the previous in BFA. Like you really have to be using way more mana for those fights. So Shaman is having actual mana issues now, where it definitely wasn't the case before. I mean, I did have to sit and you know, drink every now and then. Just get my mana back with that potion here. But it wasn't as frequent, I think. Although, I think that also just having a DK tank does require you to heal way more, because specifically DK just has relatively little damage reduction compared to some other classes. So okay, we pop the DR. Oh, actually you can just dodge that, perfect. I did pop my defense because I thought this was gonna be the hook that the other ones were throwing that was just kind of undodgeable. Okay, nobody is kind of bothered with that. Can someone please just tank that? Thank you. This is kind of a lengthy fight, by the way. This one here specifically is particularly long for some reason. I don't know why they made it so long, because it's not really that interesting either. Even on Mythic, it was relatively simple, to be honest. It was just that. Yeah, I really don't know why they made it like this. This is like one of those very plain fights, actually. I think this is overall like a relatively simple dungeon, with the exception of the final boss, which is kind of a shitty thing to find. No loot so far from me. That's unfortunate that we got no drops there at all. None. Now this boss was hard on Mythic, but it's kind of, I think it's gonna be relatively easy on Heroic. Go guys, there's really nothing to wait for here. You just have to move when he starts casting the storm. He does like a glacial storm. You just have to start moving when he starts casting that, and then you just... Okay, we have to start moving now. Okay, he didn't move. No, this guy's just bad, let's face it. You have to start moving when the storm starts, or you're just dead. That's even on Heroic, actually. You cannot just soak this mechanic, it's just too much damage. Now, I can't even remove this. Guys, you have to leave. Okay, fuck it, I'm just gonna... Yeah. Now we just move. The thing is, you just kind of create those areas, right? And you just don't want those areas to overlap. I'm gonna hero this now, because I just realized that I might just get abducted later, and this means I might not be able to get the heroism they require. Should have just probably done this from the get-go. There's 30 seconds. We don't need 30 seconds. Oh no, I stopped moving. No. You just can't stand still, I guess. That's gonna be easily done now. Please give me loot. Loot, please, items. No! We got nothing! Not a single item, you're kidding me. I could use that second ring, honestly, because I have like a 140 ring. I guess that's not meant to be shit. So we did like all this shit for nothing. That's super unfortunate. I mean, for nothing, maybe. Maybe not for nothing, but still. I'm gonna queue as a healer, because you get like additional rewards then. I could honestly just leave the party, because, I mean, yeah, fuck it. I don't want to kind of queue with somebody. I'll just queue alone. Man, so unfortunate. Like, we did like 4 bosses, no drops for me. Yeah. More dust mirages indeed. As you can see, you actually get bonus loot Z's if you queue as healer or as a tank, which is actually kind of okay. Since the healers are very much in demand, so you might get some augment. I don't know what augment runes are. Oh, those are the things that give you like a temporary small buff to your character, I think. So there is that. We can try kind of getting that done. I wonder if there is like any better mana recovery food here. It doesn't look like this is 12k. This is 12k as well. There is nothing above 12k here. So you can just drink 12k mana at best, sadly. Well, shit. I mean, there's no timer yet, so I guess that's fine, but... Wait, I haven't petted that one before. What does he do now? I guess it's very coincidental, by the way, but... It's not has declined. Obviously it was the tank, man. You're petting the undead Hydra. My favorite pastime of the year. Where does the portal go? To overlook Seat of the Primus. I've not been there, actually. Should probably just... Yeah, there's a dungeon kind of loading now. There's not a theater, right? Oh, there's Plagueful. I've never done Plagueful before. We did theater yesterday with Sis. It was like absolute murder of a dungeon. Let's reset the data, see how we do. I mean, the Death Knight tanks are so popular nowadays. I have no idea like why. I mean, they just probably got like good Covenant choices, right? The Covenant ability is just very strong for the DKs. I really haven't seen anybody but the DK in the front line there. No, we had a Demon Hunter yesterday tanking for us. That's not hard, I guess. It's gonna be okay. Healing the heroics is probably quite straightforward, I feel. Since I have like semi-decent items now, which means I can, just kind of do damage and just heal when the people just get very desperate there. Which is good. I think we pulled some packs that we were not supposed to pull there. Going strong here though. It's kind of a shame that Mythic Zeros are restricted to 1 per week. Because this actually means that yeah, you just have a limited amount of content you can do per week until you get to Mythic Plus. So the first 2 weeks are going to be relatively stale. I think I might just level my DK at some point as well today. That might be like the second part. No, we wanted to get some endgame done with Sis though. So maybe the out leveling might be postponed a little bit at least. Because the catch up is relatively easy as well. For that. So catching up as a DK is fairly straightforward actually. That's our boss number 1, the jelly thingy. Okay, cool. I'm gonna stun that because God only knows how much those things are gonna be damaging our guys for. So let's be better. Like, I guess better safe than sorry. He definitely should be kiting this, by the way, but I guess no, it's fine. Because the thing about the DK specifically is that they have relatively high, like they have probably the highest HP and the highest self-healing, but they're super squishy, so, I mean, squishy. They're relatively, like, it's kind of deceiving because it's hard to heal that HP, and they actually take a lot of damage at the same time. Like, they take way more damage since they are, like, not shield users, right? They have, like, very poor passes that give them defense, like damage mitigation. They heal for a lot, but they also actually are damaged for a lot, right? Which is kind of a rather serious of an issue. So Death Knights are, I guess, like, okay for the player, but it's kind of hard for the healer to kind of get that sort of thing to work. I wish I had just done my fleshcraft here. I should do it now. We get our shield now. That's 7,000 damage. That's pretty decent, actually. I really kind of wanted to do the PvP as well. I really don't think we have the time for PvPing now. Maybe when the mythics arrive and we have like competitive queue as well, maybe then we should be doing. Maybe Sis and I will just kind of PvP a little bit. Would be nice. Maybe Elimian could join us as well. We'll see about talking to Elimian as well. Looks like I should be actually popping my defensives there, yeah. I probably did it. That was kind of an overkill. Oh shit, we did actually get that heroism. I think that the rest of the team didn't though, so it should be fine. Because I cannot benefit from that. I think everybody else can actually, so let's see if this actually works for our lads here. You should be moving out of that. I'm really not paying attention to the mechanics here because this is like kind of straightforward for. I think we are somewhat overgeared. Okay, let's get that healing combo. Someone else got the loot already, I think. Yeah, so probably nothing for us. Nope. And I kind of let my team stay behind. I mean, yeah, I stayed behind my team for that reason. Shit, that sucks. Should probably value that above. Oh my god, this is gonna be hard now because they already took like a lot of damage there. Oh my god, they both died now. Come on, no. Okay, he's alive. The hunter is gonna remain dead. That's a huge pull actually. Probably not meant to be this big, and I have no powerful skills there that I could use. I guess self-advertising is slightly like not as important as just keeping my party alive. There, man. Look at how spiky this is, like for the Death Knight specifically. Like he's just going from 0 to this is like okay, this is why. Because they reduce your stats. I cannot remove this. This is unpurgeable. So you have to kite. Okay, he's just not listening, is he? I guess he's not. He just doesn't realize this, does he? No, he's trying to kite now, actually. That's nice. So those mobs actually debuff your maximum HP. And since, like, you know, they... you cannot just purge that. This means that if he doesn't kite, he takes more of those debuffs. He just gets reduced to, like, 10,000 HP. He was, like, at 10k HP at some point there. Which obviously isn't too great, because this means that I can't keep this guy alive. There's no way I can keep him like alive when he's like at 10k max HP. He just takes 10k and dies. Because DKs, as we have already established, have like atrocious defenses. I guess we are not really learning too much here either. I think that's a problem. Because those fights are relatively straightforward, like we're kind of rough stomping them right now, so I guess heroics aren't that great for learning anymore. Like you don't learn anything in them. You just have to run mythics. Because the mechanics are like not that impactful here, which means that you either you usually just kind of burst through them, or you can just mostly ignore them on the heroic difficulty. You only can actually skip that on. So you can actually just engage with those mechanics on Mythic when the HP is way higher, and you actually can't just ignore stuff, because then you just are dead, right? Move, kite please, kite please. Why is he being such an idiot? Like, he has 3 stacks already. Like, those are not gonna go away unless he just kites it out, right? He has to be kiting this. I need drink. Wait, mana. Wait. Okay, so we pulled stuff again because why not? I guess. I guess why not, huh? That's such a sweet combo, by the way. You can actually just... So there's like a special ability that allows you to place a stack on an ally, and then everyone with that stack gets healed by the next healing wave. I need to drink, I need to drink, I need to drink. Guys, stop being in combat, you shits. Okay, they won't stop. Okay, perfect, cool, cool. I'm totally out of mana now. So if someone just dies, it's just their fault. Let's just engage the boss when the healer has like 20% of max mana. It's just kind of perfect thinking. I see no flaws there, like literally no flaws in that. I think this also does double heal. Yeah, it does double heal, see? So if you place that stack on your ally and you cast this healing wave on them, then it does actually... Wait, please. God, are you working with some significant intellectual disadvantage here, guys? What the fuck are you doing? Those guys are like severely challenged, especially this tank. Sorry to say this. Like, I really need to rest. I don't know why. I said it like 10 times already. I need my mana back, because it's like no mana, no healing. That's how it goes for healers in World of Warcraft. I mean, I cannot shit out mana. It does require me to actually just... What? Like... Okay, yeah, I can heal out mana. Alright. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's perfect. So how do I heal when I have no spells available? That's definitely just kind of... heavy impairment. Heavy mental impairment on this guy. Sorry to say that, my friend, but... And this dude is just not the brightest crayon in the box. What? Jesus, like, what do you mean doesn't need mana? It's like... What? Like, what do you mean doesn't need mana? So it's like... So does he not heal you or something? That's just ridiculous. Where is the tank? Okay, this guy does actually work with some heavy mental deficiencies. Why did we disengage that? Can somebody tell me, please, why the fuck we did actually disengage that shit? Just face it, that's just odd. It's like, I think he just wants to clean the islands, but seriously, you're doing okay in terms of the damage and clear speed. Like, this is easy mode. This is really easy mode. I wonder if he has actually ever interrupted anything in this entire dungeon, by the way. Good lord. I mean, we're not ripping randomly. That's kind of the good bit, I guess. We're just not dying randomly to mobs. That's the boss, isn't it? Yeah. We get the dispel here. I'm gonna drop the hero here, I don't care. It's perfect, man. It's actually really cool. We're playing with Sis, so it has been going super well for us so far. It's really cool. Like, I have to say that it's actually super cool to play that. To play this new stuff. Like, there's a lot of new mechanics here. The bosses are quite cool. Mythic is hard. You know, there's a raid landing in 2 weeks as well, so there's gonna be quite a lot of cool things, actually. Look at this, nobody's interrupting this game. Nobody is even thinking of that, actually. Gonna purge this now. But I'm having a ton of fun. How are you doing, Swordsman there? Okay, we actually got an upgrade as well. Pretty cool. So we got the bracelets, and this is a 171. That's such a big upgrade. Look at this 40 item level upgrade. Thank you. I'm actually glad I got this to work, and it's kind of clean so far. I actually was trying those kind of pre-made UIs as well. They're like super cluttered, so I figured it probably is a bad idea overall to be using them, because there's just so much on them, right? They just have so much stuff. There's like so much clutter, and there's like, if you have like weak auras on them and shit, it is like so much clutter. I probably have to set up my weak auras properly sometime, but that's gonna have to wait. I do like this kind of is visually clean so far for me. It's just LVI just with some small, you know, fitting done there, here and there, just to kind of have those buttons big enough for me to look at. And yeah, I think this is enough for me. So far, I obviously don't know how what it's gonna be like later when the raids come, and I'll have to just be healing the raids. I think that will require a lot of adjustments for the weak aura specifically, I believe, right? That's gonna be kind of a necessity then. Oh my god, did he just die randomly there? Holy shit. Okay, he just died. God, okay, that's brutal. What the fuck is going on here? And I have no strong healing abilities, by the way, so... And the tank isn't doing anything. Maybe they're just stuck or something, but... I'm gonna drop that. Okay. I need to equalize the HP here. I have no idea how to approach this. I think you just have to live through that. Okay. We're still going though. We're still going. I'm gonna have my I have my strong cooldown now, so you should be fine now, I think. Someone has to taunt this. Look at the tank. That's the tank's fault actually. We all died because this freaking venomous sniper just doesn't have the aggro, right? He just hasn't taken the aggro. Unless he's not tauntable, then it's just something you have to just live with. But I really think he changes targets quite frequently, so looks quite unlikely that this is not tankable. I think it really depends. So here is like a lot about just kind of predicting things. Like I obviously am not doing this right yet because let's face it, I'm not a perfect healer. Yet you need to know what to, like, you need to know dungeons very well to predict things. Whereas tank is about knowing the layouts well and kind of being able to execute the plans. So you need to kind of plan ahead of a dungeon run. And yeah, those are just two different things. I think healer is more mechanical and like, I don't know, making hard decisions on the spot, whereas tank is mostly about just kind of making those macro decisions, mostly just kind of paying a lot of attention to what's going on in the fights. Because if you're a tank and you don't pay attention to stuff like that archer on the side, like this archer was basically just single-handedly killing everybody, and that just can wipe your entire party, right? So that's kind of the issue sometimes. I cannot purge this, so I just have to. I'll have to just heal through that. Unfortunate. Okay, I did get my defensive on, so I didn't die to that. I didn't take too much damage. I cannot. Can I purge them? No, I can't purge them. So this fight is on the timer then, because those stacks of assassinate just kind of keep amassing until the entire fight is over. Is Fady this asshole? Yes, he's not gonna share. I bet those guys need the rings though. But doesn't kind of hurt to ask. So yeah, the difference is that healer is going to be kind of, you know, mechanics and reaction speed, whereas tank is just mostly like a macro class, I think. Both are obviously utility, right? So you're both kind of supporting your team in one way or another. But I feel like, yeah, healer is just about reactions, whereas tank is mostly about just kind of seeing things, just kind of being aware. It's like about map awareness way more than any other class, because you fuck up really hard as a tank, like team just is gone, right? Your team is just gonna die. You mess up as a healer, there are like battle resurrections and shit, so you can probably just live through that, and there is not gonna be that much harm done there, I suppose. Might be wrong though, might be wrong. But both are like really responsible though. It's like if a DPS just dies, I think one DPS dying in a boss fight, like unless it's super late into the fight, unless it's super early into the fight, where it just kind of means that you cannot finish it on time, right? I think one DPS dying is not a big deal. So DPS is probably like the least responsible class overall. And I think like the tank is the most responsible one, because as a tank you also make those decisions, right? For instance, when to engage, how many mobs you can actually keep alive. You can also to judge how well your healer is able to heal you. And if you don't do this properly, your team just wipes, right? Because if you kind of try to take too many monsters on yourself, the healer just doesn't heal you enough, and then everybody is dead. So it's a lot of responsibility, I think. Okay, that was my bad. I didn't know that they were just kind of... Okay, I see what's happening. Yeah. So you just have to move. Just account for those tentacles. Okay, you have to move now. That's not hard at all. This could be happening during the fight. I think that's what Mythic will be like. Like, those just... There's no intermission between that. Okay, I did anticipate that happening, but I didn't see that on time. Yeah, it's really not hard. It's really not hard to see that, by the way. It's really simple. It's just kind of watch those tentacles. I think on Mythic it just happens, you know, without any sort of... without any downtime, so boss is just still fighting you at the same time as those tentacles just appear. It would make no sense that this was different. Since, you know, Heroic is mostly just kind of practice for Mythic anyway. And that tank is a nasty asshole as well. I know, like, why was he so, like, why was he being a piece of shit there? To me specifically, I don't know, like, why people are... Oh my god, okay, I'm dead now, I'm dead, oh no. So that was the hard bit. It would be nice if that tank just resurrected me, like, he has B-res. Okay, that was actually quite nasty. I think he can do it alone though, he can probably do it alone. Yeah, easy. Guess we just have to release Spirit because those guys won't do it. You're serious? Like, he could have just resurrected us. Oh, maybe he died as well, actually. He probably just died as well. The last bit was kind of difficult, actually. Yeah, I didn't see that kind of last pattern coming, actually. You should just be ready for this. That's kind of... You just know it's gonna happen now. Because I think what you should do there is just kind of pop your damage reduction, soak one of those slams, and just stand still. I think that's reasonable. Because then, like, you actually don't take any extra damage. Yeah, we get a rune as and 1,000 gold actually for playing healer. You get 1,000 gold for just being a healer on your team. Perfect. I mean, it's likely that we got some loot, right? I think that big golden glow is kind of does denote that you do actually have some loot there waiting for you, hopefully. No, that's really bad. The cape is really... Oh no, we didn't get anything, see? Nah, man. Shit. So that's like what? No, we actually did get like a pair of bracers here. So it's not terrible. I would really love to get like a one-handed weapon though, because this would just improve my stats significantly. Because I have this nice shield waiting, I do need a weapon to kind of go alongside that though, so... I'm gonna look for another group now. This is going quite smoothly. Like, obviously not that many items though. I wish we had got more than this. We can QS DPS now as well. I should really like to do. I'd like to kind of play some DPS as well. Oh, so this is the top of this fortress, right? There's nothing here yet. It probably takes like campaign progress to unlock these places. I'm actually surprised. I'm actually a bit disappointed, to be frank, that they have not added the mythic pass from the get-go, because I think they could have easily done this. I guess this kind of it's probably for the better for the players themselves, because what am I trying to say here? It's for the best, guys, because if they had added that, like, people would just know lifing this for the first 2 weeks. Like, they're playing even more than it would be normally expected. How do you earn this? Return this bead of anima to your sanctum. I think. Oh, those are raid. Oh, okay, so you get those are tokens you get from Raid Finder. This makes sense. This makes some sense.
I keep everything well maintained.
And this is the normal heroic raid. This is normal raid. This is heroic raid. 220 item level, very high item level. And then the last one there is gonna be the mythic raid. You have a monk tank. Perfect. That's a relatively difficult dungeon, by the way, because you can easily fail the last boss. Like the first few bosses are really easy, but the final boss is... It has like an instant death mechanic, so if you don't pay attention to it very well, you do eventually just kind of end up dying. It's kind of a one-time thing, though. You probably just kind of learn it once, and then it's relatively easy to execute most of the time on heroic anyway. Might not be the case on Mythic, but on Heroic it is relatively straightforward, to be honest. It's not the healthiest monk in the world, is it? Maybe I'm wrong, though. No, he's pretty healthy, actually. He has decent amount of HP. He just took like a shitload of damage from the get-go. Those bits of healing are coming down. Yeah, so I think during the weekend at least I'll be trying to level the DK as well and just get him geared as well, because I think I've done like most of my weekly stuff on this character here. So the only thing remaining are those dungeons, are those Mythic 0 dungeons. Which quite frankly I don't think they will take too long to complete. Yeah, we actually had like a healthy session yesterday with Sis where we finished at like 1:30, so I had like decent long night's sleep as well, by the way. So I'm really rested tonight. I was actually too tired to stream before because I think I was just kind of overplaying this. I was just kind of trying to push the campaign as fast as we humanly could. So it wasn't really that much sleep for us. To be honest, we really didn't sleep that much. I had like 6 hours sleeps. 6 hours of night. Sorry, 6 hours of sleep per night. And the worst part is that during the weekend prior to the expansion, I was actually like working, so I had very little time to rest before the expansion was done. I actually did work on the day preceding the expansion as well, which obviously meant that I was relatively tired. Yeah, I did play the Death Knight. If I were to recommend a DPS class, I would say the Death Knight is really fun. You can play Frost, you can play the Blood spec here in Shadowlands for sure. Warrior also looks super fun. I think Shaman DPS is kind of odd. I don't like it. I really don't like the Shaman DPS. I think Hunter is really cool. I think Hunter looks really promising. And it's like they get like a lot of mechanical depth, and overall they're like kind of a cool class. So I would say Hunter or Warrior or DK, definitely good choices, all of them. I did try a Rogue as well. Rogue was really boring. Rogue was like really, really boring actually. Might just be me though, but I really dislike the Rogue. What is going on? Why can't I heal? You have to collect those souls before they reach the boss. Okay, no need, because he just dies.
Our target lies deep within the prison. Let none stand in your way.
It's heavy healing. I got like a new conduit that actually empowers the healing from the healing rain. It finally isn't useless, right? The healing rain used to be kind of bad, to be honest. It used to be kind of bad because the healing was very underwhelming. But then you pop this totem, actually just doubles it basically, so it becomes a very potent spell. Cool stuff. I should be moving sooner. I barely did that. So I think warrior is always fun, by the way. So maybe if you want to play melee, I think warrior is going to be way more fun than the DK. By the looks of things, it's just very dynamic. So you'll probably have a lot of fun with the warrior. Then I did play the DK. I think maybe the frost DK is going to be like, I mean, like the unholy DK is really fun. It has like huge utility as well, which is great. Right, the utility that you have as unholy is great. You don't have the oomph though. You don't have this kind of feeling that you're, despite the fact that you're doing much, you don't kind of feel it. If it makes any sense. So yeah. So that might be a slight issue then. Oh shit! I should have just resurrected that guy. Someone else did pick him up there. The monk did, I think, right? Yeah. I should be watching my mana as well. I think the healing rain might be a vibe. I think there are like more than one. There's like more than one item for that. For the healing rain. So this might be a valid option later. I think so. So it's not just the conduits, right? There's probably more than the conduits there. Oh no! Please don't slow me. Don't push me. Don't interrupt me. You have crazy high DPS by the way with this party. Like as I said, like yesterday it was like mostly 2k DPS per person, and today I think everyone is level 16. Like they started gearing, so we have like way better chances of actually getting things done. Oh no, that guy took like massive damage there. That was a mistake! I moved on time. Okay, cool. Okay, we have to move down that. I'll need to drink after this fight. Oh no. Okay. Even though Magus is gonna be kind of slow-ish. I do need to regenerate my mana a bit better though. I think I'm not using this totem, the mana tight totem, as frequently as I should be. Which obviously is kind of a decently large issue now, because this means I don't actually get I think the downtime for the party, if the healer has to stop and just regen mana, is gonna be kind of a decently important factor, so... I can just DPS now, I think, with that thing out of the way. Yeah, because the healing is huge. Wait, so someone left actually. Man, that freaking warrior just left us. That's unfortunate, highly unfortunate in fact that I think he DC'd. We can definitely do it as free, by the way, because this guy's almost dead, but it's kind of a shame, nonetheless. Oh no, I got nothing again. And this guy got a cloak. Nobody needs like 171 cloak is a campaign reward, so we really don't need that thing. But we just need to load and get like another person now. Yeah, we should all have like 171 item level cloak. 3 hunters. This is like a there was like a point in BFA where this was like a top meta composition. A monk who did at the time anyway bolster the physical damage of everybody involved, and then there were 3 hunters and the healer. Maybe it was a healer. No, I think the tank was some other class, maybe like a warrior or something. And the healer was the monk, right? I think monk was the healer there. I already see like which dungeons are gonna be super messy in the Shadowlands. It's like in the Mythic class lands. Like this one is gonna be relatively straightforward, I think, but there are certain dungeons that is gonna be really painful. You have to be close to the boss here because she spawns like a zone. Like at some point during the fight, she does spawn like a special zone you have to run into. See, and you just really have to be on point. You just have to walk into it like straight away, or you take like massive damage. It is not unhealable here, but it is unhealable on Mythic, I think. It's just something you cannot manage properly. Why did I take damage there? Yeah, the boss is dead now, so probably we really don't get to engage with the mechanics too much, see? Whereas on Mythic, you actually just are forced into interacting with the raid mechanics continuously. Sorry, the dungeon mechanics that is, so you can't really let go. Yeah, you can let things slide on heroic though. That's kind of I really don't like that idea. Like the fact that she can actually let things slide quite frequently. Actually, it's not a problem if people just tank like those potentially lethal mechanics. They really just don't take that much damage from even that really bad, from even the worst stuff, right? Look at it. That was a combo healing I was looking for, by the way. That's like crazy amounts of healing. Okay, I should be just going Super Shaman here and just trying to get this tank back on track. Look at that rate, like, look at the AoE of this healing, by the way. It's crazy how much I can do with this skill. It's a 3-minute cooldown, but when you actually pop it, it's just ridiculously powerful, in fact. It's just outrageous how good it is. Those are going to be very hard pulls, because you actually have to engage with the boss here. Like, the boss actually just fights you several times in every single pack you see here, so... This used to be challenging, at least. It used to be challenging before. Now it looks relatively straightforward, though, because I think this is just... We just have way better item levels, all of us, so... I'm healing, like, for 30% more than I was at the start, at the very least. Maybe even 40% more. I think 40 might be the more accurate number, so... This means it's actually way more comfortable for me. It's not like on the edge, right? It used to be on the fuck. I think I must have just... It was really poor timing to say that. Okay, the totems did actually keep everybody relatively healthy, I guess. Okay, so there goes confidence. It's like people are just genuinely dying here a lot, so that's kind of a marked improvement from that, I guess. Yeah, the volley is what really kind of messes you up when you kind of allowed it to cast multiple times at least. Now this is going pretty freaking well, actually. So our goal of Sis is for this week to actually get to Mythic, get like all the 8 Mythics done. Which will probably mean that... Oh shit, I took so much damage here. We all took so much damage here, actually. So we'd like to actually get the Torghast at the highest tier at the end of the week. So we'd like to get like Torghast 8. Which is a big question mark after all, but... like whether we're going to be able to make it or not through the highest difficulty of Torghast. This being said, I'm relatively hopeful though, so... because I think like the healer and a tank can probably do any sort of, you know, small group content relatively smoothly. At worst, you just have to take it slow and just, you know, play it like that. That's probably okay then. Oh no, I did. Oh no, I thought I didn't get that. I did. That's gonna be good AoE healing here for us. I think this should kind of have. This might have kept everybody alive there. I don't know why this guy isn't reviving and running along with us, but that's okay. That is a really solid heals. Look at this. 6k AoE with the healing chain, man. That's crazy good. Makes you actually wonder if this is not wouldn't be a good idea to actually get the... and he did actually resurrect himself. Shit, that's bad. I didn't kind of catch that. I really didn't kind of click him on time. Yeah, I'm gonna regen all my mana now. No problem there. That freaking guy is just... I don't know why he chose to resurrect himself, but... whatever. We kind of have 2 totem classes, right? Because a monk is sort of a totem class as well. Oh, if you pick it up, you can actually cast the Shining Radiance yourself, which is very good because you will need this for this fight. Because, like, yeah. So what this boss does, basically just kind of tries to push everybody off the platform. You have to go into the Shining Radiance to block that off. Otherwise you just kind of fly off the platform and you insta-die, which obviously isn't great. You have to move, or you end up like those idiots over there. Oh, they actually did live through that somehow. I don't know what they did. Maybe just the hunter ability allows them to ignore this mechanic. I guess so, right? Okay, she's... oh, that's over. That was fast. Yeah, I actually did like a lot of damage. It's like she only dropped that Radiance once. And with my previous group, she actually was dropping this continuously. Like, she dropped it, like, I think at least... oh, that's an upgrade, finally. Nice. Not a great one, but it's an upgrade nonetheless. That's a set piece, though, so I'll definitely be kind of keeping this for upgrades later. But this being said, that's kind of that's a good switch for now. 160 item level looks good. So we're getting progress done here. Progress is there, so let's leave the instance group and we can just kind of continue. Yeah, really looking forward to getting Sis to kind of pitch in as well here on this. So every second dungeon you get this satchel of cooperation. Actually, I thought this was going to be like less frequent than this. Yeah, it would be good to actually obtain a couple of those runes as well, because I think they might be, first of all, they might be kind of valuable. You can just sell them for a lot of money, first of all, and second of all, like for raids later and for like Mythic Plus. I think this 20 intelligence actually might be relevant to some extent at least, so it would be good to actually have that. Also, I think enchanting is back for the Shadowlands, so it might be a good idea just kind of get those enchantments on these two items now. Because this will mean that I'll just get like relatively stronger, so I'll probably just go back to Stormwind, like while we are in between dungeons, I'll just start walking to Stormwind and buy some shoulder enchantments. They might be ridiculously expensive though, so we'll probably have to reconsider that. Depends on the price rate. I really don't want to pay more than like 2k per enchant. You know, those are probably, they are definitely the best items I can get within the next 2 weeks. So it would be a good idea probably to actually get that. We did this dungeon already. There's the Theater of Pain, I think. Which is interesting. It's kind of a long one, though. It's kind of a very long dungeon compared to the other ones. Anyway, it's really, really long. And this thing just kind of ran in and started fighting mobs already. So we got 2 upgrades here today, right? It's not terrible, I guess. Could have definitely been worse. Okay, like we're getting decent interrupts here as a team so far, so since the totem is up and the healing rain is up, I really don't need to be doing anything else than just kind of doing damage, because the totem plus the rain is enough actually for heroic anyway, which is it's kind of a good thing, because this means I probably will be able to do a decent chunk of DPS myself later as well. I have to be cleansing this right now. I should have purged that. I think I did purge. This is a very easy fight. The Theater of Pain itself, like as a dungeon, as I said, it's probably not my favorite. There are like a lot of bosses here though, which obviously is pretty good. AP. Yeah, he does. Okay, never mind. Never mind either. So... Look at it. We did like comparable DPS to our actual DPS characters on the team, so... Not this big of pools, actually. I don't think we can do this pools this big. Shit. Yeah, it's gonna be really painful now, because we've actually taken so much damage here. But no, this was actually worked. So we can actually be doing pools this big. You look at this, like when we were going fast, like we actually spent so much time before on this dungeon with the previous party. Now it's just super, super smooth. It is heroic, isn't it? Yeah, it is heroic for sure. So yeah. Okay, I didn't click the thing on time. Yeah, so this tank has like really good gear, I guess, so that's why. It really means that we're taking relatively little damage. Let's see what he has. 50k HP is crazy high, by the way. It's like, without because my healing does give the tank like extra 10%. He's item level 175. Why is he tanking for us then? Why is he doing mythics? He's like fully geared in heroic gear, actually. Yeah, we're stomping this. This guy actually just so smooth. What is he hunting for? Like, because he might be like looking for some item there, right? He definitely is looking for an item. So he might be just missing like one piece or something or two of 171 item level gear. Yeah, he's missing the pants, no, the waist, right, the belt, and the chest actually. No, so he and I think the shoulders as well. So he can still get like some minor upgrades here, but I'd really be looking. Maybe he just did all the heroics already. It's kind of likely, I think, that that's the case there. Must have just done all the mythics there. And he's just trying to get any sort of upgrades right now. I think that's reasonable to assume that. That's a sketchy fight because there are tornadoes and they knock people off the platform. So you have to be super careful with this. You really have to watch out, right? Like this guy didn't watch out and he died. I cannot reach him, so. Yeah, you really have to look at the tornado all the time. Like when it appears, you just really need to know that it is about to appear, and then you have to move off the way, because that's probably what will delay a lot of people running Mythic. Plus later, if they die here, it's kind of a long walk because you have to go from the very start of the from the kind of entrance chamber. You just have to be healing this, I think, right? This is just something you have to heal through. Oh, because yeah, he just loses the soul now, so he has to look for the soul now. Man, I just purged the tank and he took like another stack of that. That was a mistake because we already have like them. Oh, I actually missed it by 4 seconds. Can you believe it? Man, that was unfortunate then. Okay, that's over. Easy. Nah, no loot though. Another ring. Oh, he's looking. Oh, that's why he's doing those as well. He's looking for the tank stats, I guess. So that's why. Maybe it's like this. Your gearing man's like shouldn't be worried, I guess. I could say like, no. Okay, no healing for you from now on, then, right? I can't remove either of those, by the way, either of those debuffs that he has. So this is a disease, and this is a disease as well. And the Shaman can't remove diseases. I think the Priest can. Maybe Paladin as well, not really sure about that. I think Paladin might also be able to. I really have no clue about that, the second thing. I think Priests can do this. Maybe Druids is like, holy shit, I have no clue then, actually. Maybe Druids can't, because actually they would definitely have those abilities on them, so... Maybe just kind of lousy DPS players. I guess Torgus is gonna be fun with Sis, like, those higher difficulties is gonna be really tough stuff. I have a feeling that it's gonna be like that. Yeah, it was a mistake by me. I should definitely drop the totem in this. I just need to note this for later. You should always be dropping a totem here in this particular room. So there's like a lot of mini bosses in this particular dungeon. It's very long, and it does actually have like a lot of mini bosses in it as well. So it's kind of different from all the other dungeons in the game, I think, but because of that. Because I really haven't seen a dungeon that's like super mini boss focused. You see like the third wing of this, by the way, is really just heavily focused on the mini bosses. Okay, fuck, I obviously had to do that. My god, it was silly. Didn't notice those hooks. Again, like here it's not a big issue, right? It is an issue in Mythic, because they don't do that much damage there. Okay, our Druid got grabs are not the only Malron on the team apparently. Item please, no. Oh my god, I'm getting no rings at all. I do have this one as well, so even there is no point in asking because they're unique. I guess we're just pushing on. Man, a tank with very strong gear is just ridiculously good. Like that's just such a big change from what we have with Sis, you know, who's just it's not his he just doesn't have the items yet, but this guy's like 20 item levels more. And it's just so much easier to just kind of, you know, do things. I can actually just do DPS in those dungeons now, because yeah. There's just so much less damage being taken by that guy. Also, I think Demon Hunters overall, they have like a lot of damage mitigation. Somehow I don't know their kits specifically, but they do have like a lot of, they take like way less damage. See, by the way, see all those mini bosses? It's just crazy how many of them there are here. It's absolutely bonkers. Okay, we have to move, and we did move. Our allies didn't. He has 85,000 health with the buff that he has. Like, he popped the stance, right? 85k. Temporary HP, but HP nonetheless. It's crazy how much he had. It's obviously like not that great for healers because you have to heal through that, right? Oh no, 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 move. Yeah, they are just not moving off the way. Look at all those mini bosses. It's like number 4, I think, right? I'm gonna squeeze all the DPS I can. Now here's the guard, so I'm just gonna heal my allies, but yeah, I was just trying to squeeze out as much DPS as humanly possible. Get the rain down again. Yeah, those are relatively easy fights with a team that's geared. Normally, I think it's just gonna be easy peasy overall. He's in that phase now. Okay, he's gonna be throwing those. You just have to move. He kind of moves towards you, kind of faces you, right? You just have to move around, and that's okay then. I think they all just ran into AoE of sorts. Feels like it anyway. I should have probably just been healing them as well down there. My bad. But this boss is super easy actually. Just if you just move out of those kill shots, I mean, it's kind of a enclosed area, I suppose that might be an issue. It's kind of not that much space to maneuver, but nothing again. But that's sweet. So someone does get an upgrade. Man, the Age looks so fun to like when someone else is playing them, by the way. It's like such an unfun, genuinely unfun class to play for me. I really just tried, I couldn't bear it. I think I just tried it for like an hour. And I gave up. I was just so frustrated. So it's kind of, I don't know, it felt like weirdly clunky and strange. Despite being, I think, the most recent class being added to the game, right? It was still kind of odd. It's kind of a butcher circus themed. Okay, it's a circus themed or arena themed thing anyway. The dungeon is arena themed. That's what I was trying to say here. That was all. I think that's just a graphical bug though. It's not me. I think we should be relatively close. It's really hard to run off this. Okay, I have to... Okay, I get this. And he ran into me with that rift, by the way. It's kind of sketchy. We're doing so much damage to this boss. Look at this. Like, he's just gonna die without any... Okay, I should have... Perfect. Please give me little items. No! Nothing again. You're kidding me. Offhand. Those are 2 offense. I don't need offense. I have shield that is like of mythic quality, so man, we got nothing from this. Super sad, super sad. I was kind of surprised that there's people like we did so well in that dungeon, man. It was super smooth, right? I'm pretty surprised that they didn't want to stick together. I really don't understand the rationale behind this. Well, I guess like most of us are gonna keep spamming those dungeons anyway. It's kind of surprising that they didn't want to kind of go as a larger group there. It's kind of odd to me that people just leave automatically after every single freaking dungeon. It's really, really odd. I'd actually go and have a look at the auction house as well, just see what the prices are. Probably nothing I can afford. Because let's face it, I'm poor as fuck here now. But because I actually wanted to farm gold, but then I kind of learned about how much gold you can be earning in Shadowlands alone if you just play Shadowlands, so I decided against that. I think this might have been a bad call. Maybe I could have just kind of tried at least to make some extra money. We don't even know what dungeon we're getting into, right? That's the thing. We have no idea what dungeon we're going to be entering now. Kind of sad. Okay, I'm ready. I really don't need any extra gear for. Oh no, this is the hardest one. Like if people don't know what to do in this one here, it's really rough actually. It's really, really rough. Because it's a non-linear instance, and the final boss is just super, super, super hard. It's like you have no idea how difficult this is for someone who doesn't know the mechanics. Because you have to read a lot of those things at the same time. There's like a lot happening on the screen, and the boss has multiple kind of mini phases as well, which means it's actually really tough. It's really tough. Probably the hardest dungeon I've done to date. Like on heroic, actually, we ripped to the final boss so many times. It was crazy. It's just absolutely insane how many times we died. It was just heroic because, yeah, I only did Halls of Atonement and Necrotic Wake on Mythic.
So you can be sending them to the mall.
Hmm.
No. Them is my people, Mazala. No way I go give them up. You always be soft one Sunday. Weak. Sooner or later you're gonna break.
You just have to kill this really fast, or it gets really sketchy against this mask here specifically.
Mazala got me at a disadvantage. But if you collect me mojo from a few of me business
I should also be getting my fleshcraft up every single fight, like every single time we kill something. Because this is 14,000 HP shield at this point. It's kind of... Initially this gives you so much versatility, and they kind of creates a nice opening, right? For you to kind of do damage, because you really don't have to worry about at least yourself doing getting damage there. Oh no, I fucked up here a little bit. So good to see how much it actually just reduced every single chunk of damage there. You can do it every 2 minutes, which means like every 2 pulls or so it actually allows you to regenerate quite to actually just kind of either soak an ability that's kind of big in terms of damage, or allows you to just kind of stay safe and just do damage. Just one less thing to worry about, I guess, right? There's just one thing less to worry about.
Now old boy and Sambi don't just be making these on eyes around. Brokers be looking for power too.
Can we be skipping this with the rogue bite? I think I could be skipping a lot of mobs here in this
This one ain't gonna want
part.
Joe.
Anyhow.
Careful now. She's tricky.
Okay, we could just move through this. Perfect. So you got like a moderate number of upgrades so far. We got like a... Which isn't bad, because I would have been kind of salty about this if we were actually doing that in Mythic. And yesterday in Mythic we got like 3 items from 2 dungeons, which is, I think, as good as one can hope for, really. I really don't think you can get more than that. And Sis also got like some really cool upgrades from Mythic yesterday, so... That was pretty cool, not gonna lie. I have, yes, I have played Diablo 2. Yeah, I did play like a lot of it actually. On release, and then I actually had like 2 relapses, so to speak. So I did play like a Barbarian on release, I think, and a Demon Hunter there. And afterwards, let me think. I did play, I think, a Crusader as well. With, when they, with the, Reaper of Souls, I think was the expansion, right? I did play like a monk as well later, I feel. I played quite a bit of that, yeah. Anyway. Oh my god. It's gonna be rough specifically because the tank is just stacking those, not kiting those mobs at all. Might drop a stun here. Might be a good idea to just drop the stun there. Okay, he did not need that healing, by the way. How about you then? And did you enjoy Diablo 3 journeys? Because I feel like I did enjoy Path of Exile way more than Diablo ever. I really didn't have like that great of an experience with Diablo 3, to be frank. It was a game, okay? It was a game. I really wouldn't say it was an exceptional game or a special game or a great game in any way. It was a solid product. It was solid, but I would never say it was like impressive, really. I would never say it was impressive. Look at that DPS we're pumping here. You should keep the tank alive. I do have to purge him though, but he's doing okay. You have to be jumping. They should be just jumping to remove the drowsiness, because they're gonna be in trouble otherwise. Oh, so no, I'm not a season to season player. I really don't. I think I played enough Diablo already. I've already played enough Diablo. So it's kind of, I think I'm done. Not think I'll be coming back. Like, very unlikely that I'll ever come back to Diablo. But that's going to be a long way off, isn't it, though? Diablo 4 is going to be remarkably... They should be jumping up there. But Diablo 4 is going to be remarkably far away from now, I think. So that's what it looks like to me, anyway.
You will pay dearly for this.
Probably a few years off still. Maybe at least, I think it's got to be at least 3-4 years away.
Away with you. Here to give this one a try. This should be entertaining. Away with you.
Okay, so those portals, you just have to walk into them. When she casts an ability, you just have to move to displacement trap. But you have to do it soon enough to be... Okay, I didn't dodge that. So you have to do it like right on time. It has to be like perfectly timed, which I didn't do. You should be doing this perfectly on time though.
Now, where to put you?
Not like a monkey, the way I did it. So you have to look at the cast bar of this boss.
Have you ever wished you could fly?
That's a lot of damage actually.
My curious
She just died before I had the opportunity to do anything about that. Unfortunately. No, I probably won't have my computer by the time the Cyberpunk does release. Should it say cape? I don't need the cape, I think. Yeah, I have the exact same thing actually. Anyone? I really don't think I'm trying to get a new PC, but first of all, I'm not really hyped for Cyberpunk. Second of all, it's an expensive game that of the genre I really don't enjoy. Because it's gonna be first person. I really don't enjoy the first person games. So that's number two. Then I really feel it might be overhyped a little bit as well. I really don't think I'll be playing that though. Really don't think I'll be playing that. It's already the boss. No, we only killed one actually, yeah. I thought we killed more than one. I felt like we actually did kill 2 bosses in this dungeon. Like maybe I'm just kind of busy talking and shit. Yeah, we definitely killed only one, yeah. So I'm not really that hyped for Cyberpunk, unfortunately, man. Because yeah, it's an expensive game from the genre. Like, if they were to give it to me, I would probably play it, but it's kind of unlikely. I'm a small streamer after all. And I'm a small YouTuber as well, so it's very unlikely I get the game for free. And I'm definitely not gonna buy it, right? It's just not my genre. So the games I'm waiting for, I'm definitely gonna be buying when they release, is gonna be Age of Empires 4, but that's again like really early development stage, I think. Still, so it's really kind of going to take a while for them to get the game to the, you know, to the state that is, let's say, playable. So it's, yeah, it's a long ways off, I guess. I'm not a Souls fan either. I really don't. It's like I think that level of challenge there is kind of bloated a lot. Like I really don't. Plus, I'm not really kind of good at reacting too quick. So, like all those agility-based games, really don't kind of. I'm not really into them that much. I think it's not my jam. Unfortunately. You cannot stun this, so you have to just kind of... Oh god, you actually have to tank this to the face. So I should be just kind of channeling my first chain heal the second he finishes casting that. I think that's the problem. You just have to you just have to soak it, I guess. You just have to pop your defensive and just soak that. Because I thought I was kind of not ready for him to actually finish the cast. I thought I was just going to be able to stun that and, you know, call it a day, but not really. So I'm not really buying. It's like I'm not gonna be buying games just because they're popular. Especially like the thing is, I never got like a large number of viewership on games that are popular. I usually kind of get good viewership on games that are actually like the opposite of popular. Like Darkest Dungeon, those niche games usually were just bringing more viewers. So I don't really see a reason to be doing that for that because of this. I really don't see a reason to be actually just kind of buying a game that I probably won't enjoy just because it's popular right now. It's not my thing, really. But generally speaking, yeah, Souls games, not my thing. I did play Dark Souls 2. I did play Bloodborne. I think I completed Dark Souls 2. Didn't get to complete Bloodborne as well. Okay, so we pop the defense and we start channeling the healing now. See, so if you pop the defensive on time, you actually don't get that much damage there from this thing. But I really didn't have that much fun with Dark Souls. I really didn't have much fun with it, so... It's just not my jam. Sad as it is, just not my thing. Not my cup of tea, guys. It was challenging, it was like fun while it lasted, but it really didn't last that long for me, to be honest. Oh god, I did actually kind of take a little bit of damage there. Not much, mind you. I did take some damage there, though. Yeah, no, Sekiro definitely not my cup of tea. It's the same thing, right? It's the same thing. Like they are like all Souls-like games after all, which means that, yeah. I really enjoy games that are like more about thinking than about reacting, I guess. It's like planning, thinking, developing characters, shit like this. It always just kind of works with me, resonates with me a lot. Whereas it really doesn't work with me when the game is primarily about just, you know, just kind of one-on-one combat, like one versus a lot combat. I don't really enjoy those games too much, really. Yeah. I have nothing against them. Like I believe they're like fun. They actually are very fun to watch as well if someone else is playing them. But damn it, aren't they frustrating to play? And I really just don't want that. I don't do kind of this level of frustrating in my life, you know. I'm gonna BL this since we do have like we still have like another kind of line of bosses to go, I think, right? So I'm gonna get like another healing ring because it actually does help a little bit. Like those crit heals from that ability are relatively strong, actually. You have to just disarm those bombs or they just shatter your team. I don't know why people are not doing this. I did actually lag a little bit there. We should be just always disarming those bombs, right? I don't know why people are just kind of so reluctant to do that for us. Why can't I open the chest? Can you please open the chest and nothing? Son of a bitch, seriously nothing. Another cape as well, god. Looks like a cape run to me, huh? I think you just have to exit with the for a latch over there, yeah. I was like, I'm more of a, you know, Pillars of Eternity guy, really, if anything. I really enjoyed Pillars, actually. Pillars was a very fun game for me. And it was like, maybe the Pathfinder, the new Pathfinder game might be cool as well. We shall see about that, though, because... like, the previous Pathfinder was kind of meh, actually, to me. I feel like the writing was really terrible there, so... Didn't quite enjoy the previous Pathfinder either, despite it being, you know, team building game. Obviously Baldur's Gate 3 as well, but that doesn't work on my current rig. So we'll be probably just streaming the game and just releases in full. It sounds like a reasonable thing. I should not have pulled this boss, but I just realized it was a big mistake. Yeah, those masks are gonna massacre us here if we don't move. It's good enough healing, so that was just inevitable damage that you had to just kind of suffer. I'm gonna be kind of sticking around for a piece of cloth there. Man, if we don't get anything here, it's gonna be 2 dungeons about loot, I think. No, we did actually, no, we did get a loot piece before. Never mind, we got the bracers in the previous dungeon. I actually misclicked the totem. That wasn't what I wanted to use there at all. So basically, I think you have like 1 in 5. So every boss just drops 1 item, I think. So you have 1 in 5 to get that. I think there are some exceptions, like some bosses drop 2 items. Like I think the final boss can drop 2 items at the same time. I've seen that happen anyway. So usually a boss drops from one, let's say it like this. Usually bosses drop from 1 to 2 items. And yeah. Okay, that's catchy. Actually, we took so much damage here. The totem plus rain, though, is just such a strong AoE healing combo. We don't need anything else here. I can just do my damage. It's good, actually. That's gonna be very good practice for later. Can you dispel? Yeah, okay. Shit. Just realized I can just dispel that. That's good to know, actually. It's pretty good to know that. I heal the druid now a bit since we did our damage. Look, you're actually not that bad. This party is way weaker in terms of DPS, by the way, compared to the previous parties we were running alongside with. Like, this party is far, far, far weaker than the last one we were with, because like everyone is just sitting on relatively low DPS figures here. you're gonna get some focus healing here now. Okay, I should be dispelling this actually, shit. My bad. Again, I'm just kind of sleeping on this. So I actually haven't been dispelling that much because there are not so many opportunities to dispel anything in BFA dungeons. Like King's Rest had like some mobs that are dispellable, right? There was like something else as well, but like, really not that much compared to this, because like basically like every second dungeon does require you to dispel stuff. Can I just dispel this, by the way? Can I purge this now? Would have been big, I guess. Shit, sorry. Sorry, my phone did just flip out for a second there, just got an alarm pop, and I might have involuntarily panicked and almost killed my party there. Should not have done that. Man, this boss is kind of super tanky, in fact. Yeah. Probably be keeping the heroism for this one specifically, because there's like a lot of stuff going on here. Which means like there are like also those ads that kind of keep popping, right? Which is obviously not nice for the healer, because you have to focus on a lot of different things. Gonna get my damage reduction here now, because I think I'm taking continuous damage. That's an easy fight though. It's like numbers are not that high. Okay, someone got an item again. No. The guy also probably don't. Oh, we got a perfect. Fuck yes. Okay, we got an upgrade finally. It's a big one again. Look at this: 9 intellect, 6 stamina, crit and haste. Is something. Those are the stats we really need. So that's kind of decent actually. We really needed this. So we are getting like some progress here again. 161. I have to click. I didn't know you had to click the door. They were like always open for me because other people are doing that. So 161. Item level 162. Honestly, it's more like that. So definitely not bad, right? This is definitely not bad. We are aiming at 180 at the end of week 2, so it's kind of a long way off still, but that is kind of decent progress, I suppose. Heroism in 30.
You think you're one boss man? Maybe you've been skulking in the shadows for too long.
That's a really hard boss, by the way. Like, especially if you're new, if you have not really fought this before, this is ridiculously hard. Those guys are overlapping like crazy there. Okay, so he does that beam. And now we have to just... Okay, I have to go into the portal now. There's also a hard bit. Because if you don't go into the portal on time, you just get one shot by the boss, right? So you have to just make it on time in there. Which our Warlock failed to do, by the way, so he's stuck on the other side of the entire fight now. Because the boss is actually happening on multiple platforms at the same time. Look here, so much DPS are just bursting through the mechanic completely.
You never care about your people, only power.
Look at where the Warlock is, by the way. We really have no idea where he went. He's doing... Oh, he just went to... Oh, right, he went into the second portal. Okay. He just went into the second portal. That was actually good. I didn't realize we actually could get 2 of those at the same time. This is the middle beam. This goes through there. Oh no, actually fuck. I thought this was the beam. It was the blood. I didn't see that at all. This is gonna be the beam now, so you have to go to the left now. Yep. I'm gonna purge myself. Should probably be actually purging the druid with that for that. Oh no, actually, shit. I should be staying more towards the middle of the fight then, because that so small, so weak thingy is actually killing me. Yep, perfect. So right on time here. You skip to the art. Everyone knows what they're doing, right? Because like in my first few attempts, I actually kept dying because nobody knew when the portals were coming, which. And this was also taking like a shitload of time. So we get this Shattered Visage number 2. This should be a relatively quick fight then, man. So now that everyone actually knows what they're doing, I think it's easy. Okay, I'm actually the one who is messing up the fight the most, because I'm actually getting hit by those AoE slams there, which I should not be doing for sure. Okay, I should move. Okay. Now he's gonna do the beam, and that's okay. So that's now he's gonna do the slam, and now we just go in. Okay, now we get rid of that tick. That's a long fight though, you have to remember that this is a very long fight anyway, despite the fact that it is. Okay, I didn't, oh god, he did that thing, okay. He does the shadow punch now. He does the cleave, and yeah, we get the portal stage now again. If people actually want to go there. Shit, that's gonna be like... Oh, okay. Close, but... No real issue, I guess. I should have been just DPSing this, I guess. This is tricky, but you get like clear openings there. You do get clear openings there. He popped the speed without me there. Okay, so now we get drawn back to the boss now. Okay, cool. We did this boss like because we took a lot of time yesterday to actually get this boss straight and win the fight. And the time we won was actually when our warrior DC'd and our main DPS just died. So we had like 1 DPS, 1 healer, 1 tank with Sys. This took freaking for it took easily like 40 minutes to complete. Yeah, to do this boss altogether. Yeah, it was like 40-minute fight. Oh, it was way wider than I thought it would be. You cannot strike this side again though, not twice in a row. He's gonna he's gonna do the blood thing now, and we got out of the way now. Okay, you can definitely learn this fight, but this is super mechanical, right? Compared to like all the other fights we had here, you really have to move like a lot, and there was like a lot of stuff going on. Like feels a little bit like a raid boss, really. I'm gonna go with the rogue here because I think he was like in a dire HP situation. Oh, there's nothing here. Son of a bitch. So. Oh, they went to the wrong portal. Then I still don't understand the portal bit. Actually, I still don't understand the portal bit that much. or that well.
You can't be holding me forever.
Right, so what now? Because we did everything, I think. We did everything we needed to. Okay, that's over. Cool. What's going on? Where am I? Oh, I actually was standing where the chest did spawn. That's fine. Yeah, we got no loot here. Shit. Oh, crap. Guy got pants. And someone got the Rolling Agony conduit. Oh, he got this. He got both, actually. And someone got the ankle guards. But we did get the gloves before that, so. We need a new belt. That's really low item level here. We need a new second ring for sure, and a one-handed weapon so we can actually use this cool shield. That's gonna be like the stuff we're really looking forward to get. Oh, I guess that's kind of the best we could have hoped for anyway. Let's continue. Like, one upgrade per run is, I think, serviceable. It's okay. Did we get the satchel, by the way? I think we did get the satchel before, yeah. Those are just runes, and that's so much gold. Look at this. So it's actually just... It does make sense not to queue as a healer, because if you queue as a DPS, you just... Or, yeah. It only makes sense to queue as a healer. Doesn't make sense to queue as a healer DPS, because if you get the DPS, you just make less money. And quite frankly, DPSing isn't as fun. Now let's try this. Let's just queue DPS as well, actually. Because... Why the hell not, right? Why the hell not? Let's see what items we can get. Actually, look at this. Like, on the day 2, this was empty because everyone was just still leveling. I actually went here on day 2 when I hit level 60. And there's like literally not a freaking soul in the place. So, by the way, this is kind of... I have no idea how people are getting these. Item level 190... I have no clue how to get those. So, there are quite a few... Maybe they are drops from the world bosses. I assume this might be the case.